Godzilla and King Kong join forces to defeat an even bigger menace. And even though this is just big monster versus big monster, the audience is loving this movie, making this one of Warner Brothers' biggest openings, which is an even bigger feat considering that this movie has about 15% less of a budget than its predecessors. But now we just can't help but wonder, why didn't they seize the opportunity to cross this movie over with an iconic franchise, especially when it's from the same creators?
Listen, brother, me personally, loved it.
What?
Loved it.
Loved?
What were you expecting me to say? I'm just saying, the movie knows what it wants to be and it fully embraces it. A giant monster movie.
So in the movie Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, Kong is looking for family, but he's the last one of his kind. Meanwhile, on the surface, Godzilla's terrorizing other monsters for being on his turf. The other little girl from the last movie becomes schizophrenic, getting visions that Kong is in danger. Meanwhile, in Hollow Earth, Kong explores a crater that he creates and discovers a whole new world. We meet Mini Kong, and Mini Kong guides Big Kong through uncharted territory where we meet the rest of the ape society. And then we meet the Scarking, a huge orangutan that rules over the enslaved great apes. Kong immediately tries to free them and duels with the Scarking. The humans give him a new arm, and Scarking tries to escape to the surface world, and Kong gets Godzilla's help to help him fight the Scarking, making it Big Monster and Big Monster versus Big Monster and Big Monster. Welcome to another episode of Kaylex Encounter, and if you've been here before, the audience is really loving this. While Rotten Tomatoes critics are giving this a 55%, regular audiences are giving this 93% at theaters.
Damn.
93. But look, to be fair, when I went to the theaters, at the end of my screening, people actually started clapping.
People didn't clap at the ending. People clapped throughout the movie.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
This is one of those movies you get your homies, you get your family, and you just go watch it. It's not anything to think so deeply about. But because of that movie, bro, because of that, I think these are one of those movies that are going to be the first to become AI generated. You know how, you know how they have this whole thing of at some point movies are gonna take over. I mean, AI is gonna take over movies and they can't take over for a movie like, let's say, Interstellar, but they could definitely take over for a movie like this, Kong x Godzilla. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Nah, the only AI movie, the last AI movie I saw was Madam Web. I think.
And Arthur the King.
Oh yeah. Listen, brother. Pretty sure we got our own thoughts on the movie. Me personally, loved it.
What?
Loved it.
Loved?
What were you expecting me to say?
Love is crazy.
How often do I come into this room and say I love big monster, kadoosh, kadoosh,
yeah,
kadoosh?
You're right.
You feel me?
You're right.
Like how often?
You're right.
Listen,
okay.
I've never been more interested in the actual story of the kaijus, not the humans, but of the kaijus themselves. Okay. Like, I've never cared for Godzilla's background, you know? But now we get into Kong's backstory, how he feels about certain things. I'm loving that. I got no issues with it. And not only that, but this had to be the longest showtime of monsters dueling that we ever got in a giant monster film.
Have we? The longest?
They spent majority of that movie fighting. The opening credits, they were still fighting. like they just finished a fight and then the opening credits were happening. A separate fight was happening. Like, come on, cuz. I'm just saying, the movie knows what it wants to be and it fully embraces it.
Okay, I can respect that.
A giant monster movie.
Yeah. I don't go into these movies. I think these movies could just be short films. To be honest with you, they could just be short stories, maybe 30 minutes each. These are one of those things you could make like a TV show, but you would give them a reason to make it so that you have to go to the movie.
Okay, I was about to say, because look, Rotten Tomatoes said the same thing. They was like, but why are they fighting? Who cares? Who cares?
Brother, who cares? Who cares, brother? Who cares, brother? Who cares?
This senseless fighting.
For me, the reason why I say it could be short films, and this is how I feel about all of them, at least the American ones. I don't care for the human subplots. They actually get in the way. And I get it, you need the human subplots to explain anti-gravity. I don't want that though. It's annoying to me. So my favorite parts of the movie, walking with Kong. And he wasn't saying shit. These guys don't, Godzilla, first off, what the fuck is Godzilla's problem? I can't stand Godzilla, bro. He's so fucking annoying. Hold on.
No. What we're not gonna do is disrespect the G-Man.
Bro, what the fuck is his problem? Yo, he gets up, fights people, go to sleep.
Bro wants peace. He wants peace.
No, he doesn't.
G-Man wants to sleep.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
if you're out here leaving your domain, causing issues for everybody,
You're just gonna be grumpy?
The G-Man is gonna step in and he's gonna handle it. He's gonna handle it 2.5 and then he go back to sleep.
Bro, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is
He's
his
like
problem?
that. He's like that uncle that just sleeps, but the moment people start causing problems, hey, you feel me?
Right. But I mean, cause it also got annoying too though, because I'm just like, bro, Kong came over here for help. There no on site. There was no, oh, let's talk about this, whatever. Godzilla pulls up, bro, and dives into the water, bro.
Slow-mo dive.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, yo, could we slow down a little bit and talk about this? Like, somebody gotta put this little dinosaur lizard in his place, bro. Yo, guys, if you're enjoying this episode, click the like button, subscribe. We got more movie reviews. All right, let's get back to the episode. My favorite parts of the movie were the monsters. I don't care for the human stuff. Honestly, so this is my solution to it, right?
Before you say that, I had that same thought for -1.
That's interesting.
That's my favorite part. That was my favorite part about -1 was Godzilla himself. I listen. I don't care what nobody say. I could 100% go my entire life without watching the human side of that story.
It only works because of the human side of that story. Godzilla is
for me.
only so scary. What?
Not for me.
Godzilla is only so scary because of the human.
But an hour into that movie, I'm sitting there like, where the fuck is the G-Man?
Oh my God.
I'm like,
you
bro.
just want your monsters.
Yes, that's why I'm there. That's why I'm there.
Man, I want my deep story on the human
I'm not
condition.
there to see why he's sad and why he's scared to go back to war and why he's soft. I don't
Bro,
care.
I need to see
I don't
all of that,
care.
bro.
I don't care. I wanted to see Godzilla blow stuff up.
That's my issue with this movie, bro. It's the human. I liked how it was all silent. I understood that the whole way the kingdom was being run by Scarking and all of that. Scarking cracking jokes about the tooth. Like all of that little stuff. Like I got the jokes and they didn't need dialogue. And they didn't need any dialogue for that. And you know what that made me think? It made me think of you because I'm like, oh shit, this reminds me of Primal. Quan put me on to Primal.
Go to TV show.
And I'm watching it, and you know, you can watch Primal, and there's pretty much no dialogue. I remember Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack never spoke.
Very minimal dialogue.
Yeah, but like you still understood what was going on as things went on. And I'm like, I kind of want to see a Gendy Tarkovsky movie now. Give him a camera. See what he does with live action. If he could do animated, he could do live action.
Hold on, fun fact.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know this, but he actually was the stunt coordinator. He did the scene, the rose petal fight in Iron Man 2. That was Gennady.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, with him and War Machine. Iron Man 2, when they was just in there tweaking.
Yeah.
That's him. That's him.
Wow, that seems iconic.
Yeah.
Yo, give this man a camera. Give this man a camera, bro. But I mean, and so look, even though I think this movie's very mid, like the definition of mid. When people say mid, I want it to mean medium, 50-50. Half, 5 out of 10. That's what this movie is to me. That's what 5 out of 10. To me, that's what this movie is. And a big thing for me maybe is because I want to see humans.
Fuck them humans.
Bro, I need it. Look, if it's fuck them humans, I need to see humans at least throwing hands with God. Godzilla cannot be wrong. I'm like Lex Luthor. Watch this. I understand why Lex Luthor sees Superman and he's like, fuck him. I'm gonna build a suit and some kryptonite to fucking kill him. There's no way I'm gonna be a regular human being and allow some shit like a Superman to exist. Same way that if I'm a human, I'm not allowing a Godzilla to exist. Like, we're taking them out. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to build a certain branch of the military, and I'm gonna call them Pacific Rim.
You sound like the government in Godzilla vs. Kong 1.
Oh yeah?
'Cause that's why Mechagodzilla was a thing.
I agree with the government in this case. In this case, we are going to war with Godzilla. You are no longer going to just walk around Earth, destroy whatever you want. It's over for you.
He's protecting people though, bro. Come on, man.
He's protecting people on his own terms. That's why I relate to Lex Luthor a little bit. Cool, Superman saving people, but on his, what happens when he decides to become Omni-Man? What happens?
Then we got Kong.
Even Kong, no, Kong gotta go somewhere else too. Kong's not allowed, bro, any of these Titans, I am obliterating these Titans. You're not allowed to exist. The only superpower that exists is the United States. I know I'm starting to tweet. I do not want Titans. I do not want anything. We will have our own Mecha Godzilla.
Then the monsters are gonna notice that you're building something. Then they're all gonna join forces because no, fuck the humans.
And we are the United States. Warner Brothers and Legendary had the perfect opportunity to cross over Pacific Rim with Kong x Godzilla. And it's even more frustrating because it's the same production company that gave us both Pacific Rim and Kong vs. Godzilla. I'm under the assumption that around the time Pacific Rim came out, they were going to do a crossover with Godzilla. And what I would have wanted was to watch humans beat the shit out of Godzilla.
Now listen, I would agree, that does sound interesting, but I have two things on that. One, they would need a major power boost to even be relevant to the G-Man, you feel me? Not only that, but the G-Man could just step on them. I think the Pacific Rim robots came up to about like 190 something feet. Or let's say 200 feet. Let's say they capped that at 200
We about
feet.
to start power scaling Pacific
I'm
Rim,
a power
bro.
scaler.
Come on, bro.
Now we got the G-Man scaling at about 393 feet. Like, come on, bro. That's dog food to my boy.
We'll build a bigger suit.
And he'll just dog him. I don't think you really understand how strong the monsters in this universe is. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Rodan was capable of destroying parts of Brazil by simply flying. Simply flying. All he did was fly. He didn't charge up and attack. He wasn't doing. Imagine we just started destroying the city just by walking. Like, come on, you feel me? Like, not only that, but also, Japan isn't gonna settle for people beating the dog piss out of Godzilla.
Okay, I can see that.
That's their Superman.
Yeah, I
you
can
feel
see
me?
that.
Like, their Superman.
I can see that. But okay, but regardless, I still think a Pacific Rim x Godzilla would have did some numbers. I mean, we're doing crossovers. We got King Kong. Why not throw something else in there, which is Pacific Rim?
I'll watch it.
Because another thing I was wondering, I'm watching these giant monsters fuck cities up, but I can't get a Power Rangers movie? I can't get my Power Rangers? Are we serious? We dug up some old tweets from one of the directors of Kong x Godzilla who worked with Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures, who brought us both Pacific Rim and Godzilla. Someone asked, hey Steve, fancy a shot at a Pacific Rim / Godzilla vs. Kong crossover? And he responds with, that was actually my long-term plan. Pacific Rim 3 was structured to end in a way that married the two universes. This is the director of these movies talking about this. I think a Pacific Rim x Godzilla would have been a really cool crossover. We'll just never get it now. And we'll see you in the next encounter.
Peace.